Good morning, Denny. It is Monday, July 27th. Yesterday, I have to admit, I spent a good deal of the day watching TED Talks. And I'm kind of ambivalent about TED Talks because, on one hand, they show a really awesome creative idea and ideal version of the future, the present, and myself. But on the other hand, those ideal representations hold you up to a standard which you cannot possibly reach. And that really sets up like a difference between what I can do and what I can do. For example, I can learn how to unicycle, but I can be the world's best unicycler. I mean, it's all impossible that I could be the world's best unicycler, but the likelihood is incredibly small. One of these TED Talks is about what you're afraid of, and I'm afraid of some rational things like spiders, snakes, enclosed spaces, and heights. I don't think that's what the TED Talk was about, and I think any rational person can tell it's about bigger fears than that. So I thought I'd make a video and open up about some of the fears I have. I fear failure. I feel like if I don't succeed, that I let myself down, and somewhat more importantly, I let the people who put all their time and resources into me down. My mentors, my parents, my friends, everyone who has put time into me. I don't want to let them down. I fear being rude. I know that I am sometimes a selfish, self-involved twat, to put it lightly, and I am fearful that I will not realize that I will say something rude to a Starbucks barista, and that will ruin their day, and I won't even give it a second glance. I worry about fading from people's life. It's hard to constantly be vindicated that you're important to people. I'm afraid of being forgotten while I'm still alive. When people forget about me currently, it just breaks my heart. Like, I worry 5 years down the line that I won't be invited to my high school best friend's weddings. I fear being completely truthful. I'm afraid that if people see 100% of who I am, that they will run screaming, that they won't like me, much less love me. I also fear that people are only around me because it's an inconvenience to tell me off. I fear how other people will receive my sexuality. Like, I haven't come out to anyone in my family. I rarely do it to friends. And the fear is not even confrontation. I think I'd be okay if I got into like a shouting match with people. It'd just be the talking behind the back thing. I mean, I know there's tons of teenagers and it just sounds like an angsty teenage thing to say, but I do honestly fear when people talk about me in a disrespectful manner, and I might never find out about it. I fear one day I might go past the line. I will push someone so far that they will break my bones. I am not a tough man. I will crumble if someone physically confronts me. I'm afraid to meet my heroes. I'm afraid they might disappoint me. I fear being crushed by my fears, that all my worries will burden me so much that I will be unable to move out of my bed in the morning. I fear that I might never find love, and that's a pretty shitty feeling for a 19-year-old. I also fear that if someone I love might destroy me. I fear that everything in my life is slowly crumbling around me. There's really nothing I can do about it. I fear that a feeling of tiredness will never really leave me. I'll always just have this nagging sense of responsibility. I have a fear that responsibility just dictates my life, that I am only doing things because I am responsible for them. I'm afraid that I'm not manly. I'm afraid I might become an alcoholic. I'm afraid I'm not creative. I'm afraid eventually my moderately good looks are going to run out and I'm going to be overweight and undesirable to people. I'm afraid that all my fears are now adult fears, and that all my childish fears have just given up. I'm afraid that if I died tomorrow, that there won't be much to say at my funeral. I'm afraid I'm becoming a bitter millennial who will never find a job that satisfies and will always be a shallow douchebag. I'm afraid I'm not funny, that people just laugh because it's a socially desirable thing to do, and I really pride myself on being humorous. God, this wasn't supposed to be a depressing video. Stupid TED Talks. Anyways, I will see you tomorrow and stay super. Bye.